Good morning. We're continuing our look at apocalypses. At the moment, we're looking at the apocalypses in the Old Testament and the proto-apocalypse today from the book of the prophet Isaiah. We're looking at Isaiah chapter 24, verses 4 to 16. Isaiah writes, "Look how the earth is drying out and withering. The whole world is weakening. Earth and sky fall apart. It is the people who have polluted the earth by breaking God's laws and by flouting the covenant which he intended to be everlasting. That is the reason why God has pronounced a curse on the earth. Now the people are paying for their behavior, and the population is dwindling. Grapevines wither, wine is scarce. Once happy people are now sad. The music of joyful harps and drums in the past has now stopped. The wine tastes awful. Nobody drinks it and sings joyful songs anymore. In the city, there is disorder everywhere. The people lock themselves in, hiding indoors for safety, while those outside are complaining loudly because the wine has run out. Happiness has gone, never to return, banished from the land. The city is wrecked, its gates have been demolished. This is what will happen in every nation, all over the world. Desolate, like the end of harvest. The olive trees bare, now all the olives are shaken from them. The vines naked, now that the last of the grapes are picked. The survivors will sing for joy. In the west they will tell out the greatness of Yahweh. In the east they will sing his praises. Along the seashore they will praise Yahweh, Israel's God. From the farthest lands we will hear people singing in praise of Israel, the righteous nation." Even in Isaiah we find some features of what was later to become apocalyptic writing. Here in Isaiah chapters 24 to 27, in what some have called Isaiah's apocalypse, we do find the usual themes of divine judgment of the world, the banquet at the end, the shackling of God's opponents, and the resurrection of the faithful. What are missing from Isaiah's apocalypse, because such things would not have occurred to him in this early pre-exile prophecy, are things like calling the present enemy by the name of a past one, as in Revelation calling Rome Babylon, for example. Isaiah does not use visions or dreams in his apocalypse. There is no use of numerology, and political figures are not described as fearsome wild beasts. All these features were to come in later developments of the style. Here, Isaiah sets out his ideas in a poetic form, describing first a ruined agricultural land, and then a derelict city. The blame for this state of affairs is placed firmly on the people. It is the people who have polluted the earth by breaking God's laws, he says, and by flouting the covenant which he intended to be everlasting. This may be a reference to the covenant God made with Noah in Genesis 9. On God's side, he had promised not to destroy the earth if the people kept their side and obeyed him. But now, that everlasting covenant is in danger of being violated, not by God, but by the people. And that would mean God will no longer be under any obligation to preserve the land or protect the people. This is a dire warning, obviously meant as a call to the people to mend their ways with some urgency. The last few verses here point to one of Isaiah's key themes, that of the remnant. The remnant here, referred to as the survivors, they will be the small and scattered number of those just and righteous people who remain at the end and live on to rebuild a people for Yahweh. Here we see them scattered to east and west, to the shores of the Mediterranean and to countries far away. In the end, Isaiah says, they will have cause for joy. So, like the future apocalypses that came to be written, Isaiah's little proto-apocalypse holds out a future hope for those who continue faithful to the end. Even in modern science fiction apocalypses, this remains largely true, although in 1984 and in Brave New World we have little hope of a bright future. Christians place all our hope on the God shown to us in the life of Jesus Christ, who wants to save not just the righteous, but thankfully sinners like you and me. Only 2 books in the Bible, excluding the Apocrypha, contain largely apocalyptic writing, the books of Daniel and Revelation. There is also a mini-apocalypse in St. Mark's Gospel. We shall visit them over the next 5 days, and I'll see you tomorrow.